Imagine being a child who has been torn away from their security blanket, their parents, the ones who stopped the boogeyman from terrorizing the nights and curing their boo-boos when they scraped their knees. Now just imagine how they might'st feel when the CPS meant to protect them tears them away from their supposed abusers and places them with strangers who have zero comforting skills. They need to be calm. They are confused, lost, panicked, and needing their parents, but CPS took them away for the purpose of saving them. The kids don't even know why, and they are told that the parents they attach to no longer want them. What do you think that does? Do you think that this is how protecting children is supposed to look? Abolish CPS.
In a small Maine town, under the sky so clear, a man named Vinny fights, driven by the fear. The CPS is corrupt, breaking hearts in cold. He stands with the people, brave and bold. With the Constitution held high in his hand, he walks the streets, a one-man band. No more kids for cash, no more silent cries. In Vinny's eyes, the truth never dies. We're fighting for justice, standing tall. Vinny's voice echoes, answering the call. Through our podcast, we light up the night, freeing our kids, bringing truth to light. Families torn apart in the dead of night. Vinny's on the front line, ready for the fight. He records the stories, each tear and word, amplifying voices, making sure they're heard. Families torn apart in the dead of night. Vinny's on the front line, ready for the fight. He records the stories, each tear and word, amplifying voices, making sure they're heard. Oh, we're fighting for justice, standing tall. Vinny's voice echoes, answering the call. Through our podcast, we light up the night, freeing our kids, bringing truth to light. Down the scenic roads, past the rustling pines, Vinny dreams of freedom, crossing.
Good evening, guys. Good evening. So we're gonna do something a little bit different tonight. Me and Darren talked just before we started the show. We're gonna do some TikTok videos, and get those out there because we haven't done that in a while. So we're gonna do some TikTok videos and get them up. But welcome to the show. You're live here with the one and only Vinny, the freedom fighter. It is Saturday night, and we're gonna get started. Good evening. Hi, Louis. Hey, Jamie.
Hey Ben, that's my cousin right there next to you, Louis DeSalt. They live right up there by you, up in Waterville, Belgrade.
Oh, no
Yeah.
kidding.
All right. Oh shoot, that's my daughter. Hold on one second. Oh, I gotta answer that one.
So yeah, you guys, we're gonna do
Hello.
some TikTok videos tonight.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, what are you up to?
Oh, just hanging out.
Do you care if Adam and I come over so I can make some food?
No, that's fine.
Alright, cool.
All right.
I'll make our mission together and I'll probably be there in like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Winter. Yep.
Alright, love you.
Love you.
Who's there?
No one.
Okay.
All right, love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Sorry about that, mister.
Okay. Hey, Lewis, I actually used to. I lived up towards you actually. My wife worked at Hannaford in Winthrop, and we lived in what the hell is it? Mount Vernon for like 2 months, 2.5 months.
So you guys are probably neighbors. Oh yeah, it's Bree's birthday tomorrow. My daughter's Bree turns 26 tomorrow, I believe. Jesus, 26.
Oh wow.
99. How old is that? 25, 26? 26. 26. The one that the state didn't take.
She was old enough that they couldn't.
No, she was yeah, I guess you're right. She was probably 18 or 19 when that happened. 20. 21. 21, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, she was. I will pass that along. All right, let's see here. Let's get some TikToks up. Does anybody? We're gonna hit CPS as a topic, but does anybody have a topic out there that you want us to scan through to see what kind of TikTok videos they have on there? Let's see what anybody says here.
I'm sure some people would like to hear what Doge is up to too.
Yeah, let's see. All right, well, let's start here. I guess we'll start with just TikTok. All right. Here we go. Hope everybody saw our Maine show earlier. We packed that thing full of information for the state of Maine.
Yeah, we did. That's why I was like out of knowledge today, because like I haven't had a chance to like look up anything and do anything. I've kind of been just kind of relaxing, played a game. Tired, you guys.
Let's see here. All
I
right,
didn't sleep well last night.
CPS. All right, let's see what we come up with here. All right. First one. All right, here we go. We will all recognize this first one here, guys. Let's go.
Well. So Doge has opened the child support files that started as a federal database in 1996. Guess what else also started right about the same time? The big Adoption and Safe Families Act adoption incentive scandal that started under the Clintons. Well.
All right, so that's Connie. We know about Connie, everybody.
Files that started as a federal database.
You know about that one? She's the shit. Make sure you check out her stuff at Family Forward Project.
Hello, it's
Michael.
Welcome to Real Law Talk, and I've gotten a lot of
Oh,
videos
I love
about
Michael.
Doge, the government efficiency run by Elon Musk under the Trump administration, and CPS. Please don't come at me for the politics. We don't do politics on this show. I'm strictly speaking about CPS reform. And there is one vital way that Doge could affect CPS reform, and that's with funding.
So, Mr. Naylor.
And I hereby volunteer to help anyone who wants to reform CPS in this country. We have 400,000 children in foster care and millions of families under the CPS thumb. So I don't care who it is, Mr. Musk, anybody else who wants to work with, who has the authority and the power to get things done, I can fix it. I know what needs to be done, and I can offer guidance, and I'm willing to help anybody who's willing to reform the CPS system. And that's Real Law Talk.
Hell yeah. That's Michael reaching
Hello,
out to you, man.
welcome to Real Law Talk, and I've got.
Don't you think? That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's really good stuff coming from Michael.
Yep. Let's see here. New York City Law Guy is who he is too, guys, if you want to check into him. He's really a good dude. If you're in New York and you need some help, he's the guy that you want. NYC Law Guy. Anyway, so here we go. Yeah, that's right.
Little pig, let me in.
That's worth it here again. Yeah, I guess. Alright. This stuff is let's go back to the CPS stuff. I lost it there. CPS Doge. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, here we go.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that.
So I just sent an email to Doge, and I told them everything that happened in my case. I told them that is where funding has been applied for from the federal government and fraudulently received. So hopefully they'll investigate my son's cases and CPS for that matter.
Hell yeah! Everybody,
So
write
I
this
just
down.
sent an email to
Doge, DOGE at mail.house.gov.
I told them everything that happened in my case.
See
I
that,
told
Vinny?
them
DOGE
that is where
at mail.house.gov.
funding
Let's put that
has
up
been
there.
applied for.
I'm gonna put that up in the chat, guys. Let's see.
Yeah, I have them too.
Let's see. What was it? Doge. DOGE at mail.
House.gov.
House.gov.
Hi, Mom.
All right, perfect. There we go, guys. If you guys got emails about your cases, boom, there it is. Send it right there. Send it to that right there. See if you can get your stuff heard. See if you can get heard, people.
In the arms of,
Oh wait, maybe it is.
in the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark cold. In the here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. And where down we go, where down we go.
Oh yeah.
The hurt doesn't show, but the pain still grows. Some stranger to you and me.
Yeah.
The hurt doesn't show, but the pain still grows. Some stranger to you and me. The hurt doesn't show, but the pain still grows. Some stranger to you and me.
Wow, Rich, no one's heard from him. We haven't heard from him in a while.
Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that.
Now, these two agencies, I have been waiting to be audited. Oh, I cannot wait. So Doge just dropped the next two agencies that they're going to be auditing. One being the IRS, and oh, sweet baby Jesus, I cannot wait to see what they start pulling out of the woodwork from the IRS. Because we all know for the longest time, those are some dirty MFers. Second agency next to the IRS, who I've been saying for the longest time they needed to audit, was the CPS, Children Protective Services. Now those right there, I know they got a lot of freaking stuff to hide, and they've been hiding. And I almost guarantee it, I am almost willing to put money on this. They're going to start finding a lot of stuff that's been children missing. You get what I'm saying? Stuff's about to start hitting the fan, and these MFers are about to lose their ever-loving minds because a lot of skeletons are about to come out of the damn closet.
Yes,
Now
it
these
is. That's
two
truth there.
agencies, I have been
That's 100% fact right there,
waiting.
Vinny.
So Donald Trump just announced that Doge will be focusing on the CPS network next, along with any other governmental offices that deal with children, including the United States foster system. This is huge, and this is breaking. Donald Trump has also went so far as to issue an order that all federal government buildings and departments are to work with Doge. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Any department that chooses not to will be dealt consequences and possibly interior and internal sanctions. I don't know how anybody could hate all this winning that America is doing right now.
Oh yeah.
You guys truly have no idea what a great country looks like. You guys are too wrapped up with your communist bullshit, thinking everybody should have the same thing as everyone else. Well, I for one don't like that, because I work a lot harder than, say, my neighbor over here, and I have a lot more nice things than he does. And it's because I earn it. That's all you have to do. Work on merit. Nothing should be given to anybody, ever. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's right.
What a great day to be alive in America. Not only did RFK Jr. finally get confirmed, but now Trump's having Doge focus on CPS and the foster care system, which is completely wrecked. Trump also said that any department that's not following by these guidelines will be dealt with, and there will be repercussions and consequences, which is about time, because for so long these people have had no repercussions at all whatsoever. When everybody says, is this what you voted for with Trump?
Yeah, right,
is this what you voted for? Yes, this is what we voted for. Everything he's doing is exactly what over like 80% of the country voted for. We don't work hard just to throw our money away so that millionaires can become billionaires. We also don't enjoy giving our tax money so that people in other countries can get funded condoms. When kids who are getting, assistance for school luncheons are getting literally crap food. I like that he's putting America first, and this is what everybody wanted. I'm loving it.
Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick story time about Chris and Nicole from Florida
It's a good show.
and how they were victimized by CPS. And I'd also like to give everyone a quick reminder to please be kind and compassionate, because Chris and Nicole will be looking at the comments. And I do believe their story to be true and factual, as they showed me plenty of documentation and evidence supporting that their story is true. So Chris and Nicole's story takes place in 2023. And at that time, you know, they are a very young couple and they are newlyweds and the parents to one daughter who was around 1.5 at this time. And they were kind of having it rough financially. Nicole was a stay-at-home mom. She stayed home with the baby while Chris worked a full-time job at a gas station. But, however, Chris was working hard to try to get them on their feet. They were having to live in like Section 8 housing at an apartment complex. They had their own vehicle. They just, you know, like I said, they was young and just starting out, and you know how it can be when you're just starting out. Then one night, when Nicole had the baby in the high chair and was feeding her, she didn't realize that she hadn't latched it good, and she turned her back for a split second, and the baby ended up falling out of the high chair, and this scared her so bad.
Oh no.
She immediately called Chris and was like, hey, the baby just fell. We need to take her to the doctor and get her checked out. So Chris came home. They got ready. They took the baby to the local hospital. And the baby had no, you know, significant injuries, aside from a little bit of bruising from where she had scuffed her knees when she fell. A social worker ended up coming into the hospital and talking to Nicole about, you know, what had happened with the baby, how she fell and all that, and Nicole explained it to her and everything seemed fine. About a week went by and Child Protective Services was knocking on their door. Chris was gone at this time and Nicole was there by herself. She felt kind of iffy about letting them in. She started not to, and unfortunately she went and she opened the door to see what was up. She said overall the worker, you know, seemed nice. She came in, she talked to her about the incident at the hospital, explained to her that that was why she was there, and she just asked to look at the baby. The worker looked the baby over and said, you know, I've got to take this report back. We will be opening a case on you for the next 30 days. And during that 30 days, if we don't find anything wrong, we will close your case. Nicole was like, okay. She said that was fine. She didn't really feel like she had anything to hide. The woman left and everybody went on about their day. She immediately called Chris, let him know what had just happened. He was in complete shock and disbelief, but they felt like everything was going to be okay. During the 30 days that this case was supposed to be being evaluated, Nicole ended up getting into an argument.
Hey. I couldn't be more proud. Hey guys, have you heard?
Shit.
I couldn't be
Where the hell
more.
did it go? Man, I lost it on the finger there.
Arrived to the house.
We'd both be free.
Look, this another day in the life of Amy, because every day, this is who this Doge needs to go after. You see that? Macomb County friend of the court. Okay? This is just a reminder of what they did to me. I mean, you guys see that I faithfully send in my little hoe-ass $100 a week, because it used to be $200 a week, well, $179. Over the course of 6 years, I've paid off $80,000 in foster care bills.
Shit.
My daughter's 18 now. But still, you know, they like to just give you a little reminder, you know, hence the PTSD when I go to my mailbox. This is who they need to investigate. They need to investigate friend of the court. They need to investigate CPS. They need to investigate the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Because, look, to enable little Amy to work 12 hours as a peasant in somebody's shop. Oh, here's some pain medication for your messed up back. Oh, here, now go to this doctor, and they're going to give you more. And then go to this doctor, and they're going to give you more. And then they're going to give you more. And then, oh, now we think that you have ADHD, so let's throw on some more so that you can work that Sunday. And then you run out, and then you go to the street, and then, you know, so you can go to work, so you can pay your bills and support your kids. Then one day there's a rat-tat-tat at your door. It's who else but CPS in the law, in a warrant to remove your children because you're a danger to them. No, you're the danger to my children. You're the danger to the American people. This is who they need to go after. This. I could, I'll be completely honest with you. If they went after these people, I don't even want my money back. I want people like me and all the other good, poor people. And look, my ass worked 3 fucking jobs and hustled. I hired lawyers, right? Like, I did it. I didn't fucking sleep. I fucking fought for my motherfucking kids, man. I got my kids back, I did. But they come after you with a vengeance, so... They took my kids fucking twice, dude. I got them back the first time. And then, because Amy can't just sit down and shut up, I tried to sue CPS. And now they'll never let me. It doesn't matter how much money I give them. They just want to ruin my life. Elon Musk, get that little 19-year-old, what's his name called? Blue Balls or something? Can you have blue balls? Big balls. I think it's big balls. Can you have big balls go after a friend of the court, please? Please. Look, this another day in the life of Amy.
That's awful.
Every day,
the amount of money
this is who this Doge needs to go after. You see that?
You believe that, dude?
Macomb County friend of the court.
The amount of money is just ridiculous.
So this is just the...
Yep.
Start with the photo. This appears in the New York Times. It looks like it might be from a freight elevator, maybe from the sort of atmospherics here, but you can see the caption there. Workers from the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, preparing to enter the offices of the U.S. African Development Foundation after U.S. Marshals opened the doors on Thursday afternoon. The New York Times and other places reporting on the kids from DOGE being let into this tiny federal agency that they had previously tried unsuccessfully to get into. They tried on Wednesday to get in and the agency wouldn't let them in. They came back Thursday and they were let into the agency by U.S. Marshals who opened the doors for them. Once inside, they reportedly changed the locks. So.
Did anybody hear about Trump having DOGE come after the foster care system? No? I'm going to tell you about it. So Trump is about to have this agency investigating the Child Protective Services and any other agency that deals with children. And this is amazing because there are a lot of agencies out there that have been snatching children without any reason or probable cause, and they've been doing it just for the money. I believe that them doing this investigation is about to have so many children coming home, including mine.
Oh, yeah.
When I tell you, my daughters were only taken out the home because my oldest daughter reported sexual assault that happened to her while in a kinship placement. And they had no other reason to sit there and try to take my children out the home, but they did it to try to cover their behind because my daughter reported it, and because it happened in kinship placement, the state of Massachusetts is trying to hide it. So I believe this investigation is going to sit there and it's going to stop the corruption that's happening with CPS, DCF, ACS, and all the other foster care agencies that have been wrongfully ripping children out of their homes and have been using the court system to do so. There are so many children out there that have been going through the same thing that my children have went through, being ripped out of their home, a loving home, a clean home, a caring home for no reason, and being refused to be put back into their home for no reason due to greed. Like the things that these agencies do to families and children and how they mess them up mentally is ridiculous. knowing that there is finally an agency out there that's actually about to step in and do something and help the children and help the parents that are going through this and is going through these problems, and hopefully they are finally able to return home to their families. Lord, I thank you so much. Trump, I thank you so much. Dodge, I thank you so much, because there are so many families out there right now that need your assistance. You just don't understand how many families out there right now need this assistance, because there are so many children in care that do not need to be in care, and they should not be in care. But due to corruption, these children are in care for no reason, and these agencies are stacking up on money that they don't even need or they don't even deserve. Y'all,
And they're
make it
perjuring
known.
themselves.
Make sure that these agencies know that Dodge is coming for their behinds. And they're not going to get, and they're not going to get away
can't be
with
a
what they
first-hand
have been
witness
doing
because
to
they don't live in
children
the
and
home.
families, and how they have been abusing the system.
Yeah.
And they use that excuse a lot. Oh, we got first-hand knowledge. How do you have first-hand knowledge? Do you live in our fucking
Right.
home?
Did you see that stuff happen right with your own eyes?
Right.
Yeah, but the courts, they let it happen, man.
The Washington Post is reporting that Doge is targeting a child support database that is full of income data and other sensitive government records. Comes as Doge representatives have sought access to this database that has nearly all workers' earnings that are kept by the health department's child support office, and this sets off another big disagreement with staff over demands for legally protected sensitive records. It wasn't immediately clear why Doge sought the health agency's database, but Musk's team has expressed interest in recent days in checking personal tax records against federal benefits, grants, and student loans to enable them to link together siloed government systems. Now, this database that is kept at the Department of Health and Human Services is part of a system known as the Federal Parent Locator Service. And Doge was particularly interested in accessing a component known as the National Directory of New Hires, which draws on several data streams, said one of the people who spoke with the Washington Post. Now, one data stream includes information about all new employees across the country. A second includes quarterly wage data, and a third includes information about unemployment insurance benefits. The Washington Post is reporting that Doge is targeting a child support database that is full of income data and other sensitive government records. Comes as Doge representatives have sought access.
I am.
Right now, based on how it's being proposed, it's only going to be one check per household, and it's only going to go out to net taxpayers. The question here about why it's going out to only net taxpayers and not to everyone. First, I think they don't have enough money for everyone. Second is this is kind of a tax refund of people who paid into taxes and that money was wasted due to various reasons. Now they're recouping that tax back for the same people. So their logic here is that this is a return of taxpayer money, and 20% of that savings will go back to taxpayers and 80% will do other things with it. Now, the rule around this may change because it's with Congress. Congress has to sign it. This is still in its preliminary stages, but I just wanted to share with you what we know so far. And more importantly, for this even to become reality, Elon Musk has to save $2 trillion. If he doesn't, we're probably getting nothing. And this begs the question, is this hype? Is this a distraction? What is this?
The Washington Post is reporting
right now.
Why in our conversation do you think you need to remain anonymous?
It has been a very hard week. Personally, professionally, as I said, I live in Washington, D.C. Many of my colleagues work in this field. Starting from January 21st, so the first day of the new administration, things started to go sideways very quickly. The atmosphere of fear that was in the USAID building, which we're no longer in, the atmosphere of fear in terms of not knowing who was in the building, not knowing what their motivations were, not knowing if our emails or channels were safe, not knowing how to interpret these executive orders, right, around DEIA or administration priorities. all of that created an atmosphere of massive insecurity. And so people have, I think, lost the ability to know what's true from what's not at this point. Everyone is really scared. And so, I have a daughter, I have a family like most Americans, and I want to be brave. I think it's really important to share our personal stories at this time, but I am afraid, and I just don't want to put them at any more risk than I have to.
When you say doxed, there's fear of public sharing of your name and possibly targeting.
Absolutely.
By who?
Well, I mean, at this point, Doge members, including Elon Musk, have access to not just the data within the
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fuck. What you're saying to me makes me want to fight you a little.
I gotta work, baby. I got a job, baby.
Really bad news. Health and Human Services has granted Doge access to that child support database, overriding the objections that we talked about the other day. According to the Washington Post, the HHS granted Doge access to the sensitive child support database with absolutely major amounts of sensitive income data, despite the objections of career employees. Now, this government database had been created to help enforce child support payments, and it was overseen by the Administration for Children and Families. And it contains substantial amounts of personal income data linked to nearly all United States workers. Now, on Friday, Democrats did demand that the Trump administration explain why Doge was seeking access to this database, because there should have been no reason for them to access something that is supposed to be confidential. Really bad news. Health and Human Services has granted Doge access to that child support database, overriding the objections that we talked about the other day. According to the Washington Post, the HHS granted Doge access to the sensitive child support database with absolute
That's my girl. That's my... So proud of her.
So sad.
Doge said the Department of Health and Human Services had terminated a contract paying Family Endeavors $18 million a month to operate an empty facility in West Texas.
The organization is also known as Endeavors, and you may have seen its administrative headquarters and wellness center on De Zavala Road, where it has a cluster of buildings and storefronts. Doge focused on an overflow housing facility for migrant families Endeavors operates in Pecos, Texas, which Doge says has been sitting empty, while Endeavors has been receiving the $18 million per month. Homeland Security reposted Doge's X post, tagging U.S. Attorney Ed Martin with the words, "Please investigate," to which Martin responded, "Duly noted, we are on it." I went to Endeavor's San Antonio headquarters today to get a comment from the organization. They responded late this afternoon by email. Endeavors was responsible for maintaining operational readiness at the Pecos shelter, ensuring the ability to scale from cold status, operationally ready but not actively serving children, to full use of 3,000 beds as needed. Decisions regarding facility use and migrant sheltering locations were made by the federal government, not Endeavors. Any claims of corruption or mismanagement are baseless. Doge also claims Endeavors received its HHS contract in 2021 after a former ICE employee and Biden transition team member joined the nonprofit.
Endeavor's government disclosure forms show its revenues shot up in 2021 from $50 million to $658 million, reaching a peak of $1.1 billion in 2022. Doge said.
Great news for federal employees. Last night, a federal judge ruled that political appointees in the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, likely broke the law by...
Hey, let's talk about the $5,000 refund stimulus check that's been making the rounds again. If you've been following this, you know it's called the Doge dividend. And now it's getting even more attention because both Elon Musk and President Trump have publicly floated the idea of a tax refund straight into your pocket, funded by savings from the government itself. Sound great, right? But let's be real. What's actually happening here? And is this any closer to reality, or is it still just another idea that sounds good on the news? Before we get into it, if you find these financial updates helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe
that's it for
button.
these ones,
It helps
Vinny.
the channel.
Yep.
So, what did everybody think? Comments, anybody? Anybody have anything to say about any of this stuff? Your thoughts, Vinny, on any of it?
I mean, I've been seeing similar things, and I've seen a lot of other things too. Matter of fact, the one guy that I watch said that it's a lot bigger than they think it is. They're not just targeting Title 4D. They're going after CPS for the kidnapping of all the children. That's what it's really about.
It is.
Yeah, I think he's on TikTok too. But I watch him on Facebook. So
Here's some good ones right here. Can you see the screen right now, Vinny?
Yep.
So you can see my little mouse moving around?
Yep.
Check this one out. When CPS didn't think I was actually going to sue them.
I'm not like the others. That's where you made your first mistake.
That's Okie Angel.
So I want to talk about my friend here, Brittany. She has a very interesting story. She was a CPS worker in Texas until she got a call in on her. She doesn't know exactly who made it, but she thinks it was from a client that was mad. But she didn't want to participate in the investigation, and that should tell you a lot, that their own workers don't trust the agency. And her story is very interesting. So she was fired for pretty much exposing them, and she makes YouTube videos. She recorded her whole investigation, all the phone calls. She has them up on her YouTube, and she gives inside information on their tactics and stuff that they do. Check out her YouTube. Hi guys. So I want to talk about my friend here, Brittany. She has a very interesting story. She was a CPS worker in Texas until she got a call in on her. She doesn't know exactly who made it, but she thinks it was from a client.
I'm fighting the CPS case for a year. Today, pray to God, they close the case. I'll never look back. I can move forward. It's been a long journey. I'm here to end it today. God. All glory to God. I pray anyone who's going through this can get through it. And you pray to
He won this. He won his case.
I did say my son don't want to be at his dad's house. He said he.
I can't hear it.
You love me, don't let go. If you love me, don't let go.
After wrongfully being psychologically tormented for nearly 2 years by the Arizona Department of Child Safety, all off of false claims made by their own employees, I made one phone call that changed everything. My court-appointed attorney refused to file the evidence that I had sent his way. This evidence would change everything. So after documenting all of my attempts, I went ahead and made a call. Sure, you can't just call the judge and directly speak on your case, but what you can do is you can call the judge's clerk. So I made a quick little call down to the judge's clerk and let them know that I had been pushing and pushing for my attorney to file this evidence, and he refused to do so, all the way up to the point of stating he would withdraw from my case. I then, of course, brought up to the judge's clerk how there was an obvious appearance of impropriety. The appearance of impropriety means that your attorney is working on behalf of the courts. You are not his client, he's not working in your best interest. Like in my case, it seemed that my attorney was there to protect the courts and protect the Department of Child Safety. It wouldn't be the best look to have their doings on court record. So when I make this phone call, I didn't have another hearing for like a month out. But days after I make the phone call, I get an email that in 48 hours, I have this surprise hearing. So with 48 hours notice, I went ahead and methodically put all of my evidence together. And then at the 24-hour mark, I was down at the courthouse going ahead and filing my evidence to my case. Then, at the surprise hearing, the judge goes ahead and states to all parties, this family is ready to have the government out of their lives. We didn't even have like an actual hearing where we reviewed any evidence. I mean, the GAL was in opposition of my case being dismissed. The judge told her that her reasons just really didn't have any merit. And that's ultimately how I beat the government when they stole my children for profit. After wrongfully being psychologically...
Wow, that's cool.
The states are taking?
That was pretty awesome. So contact the judge's clerk and let them know what's going on if they're not. See, I had a problem with that too, Vinny. In my case, did you get your? We obviously know getting your evidence in.
Yeah, and I got tons of it, and this is a kicker to all this is I have proof that my stepson has been molesting girls under the age of 18, and I submitted that to CPS, and they said that I was just trying to get him in trouble. Clearly, I had this information because it was posted on Facebook by a girl that was molested by my stepson.
Oh, wow. Holy smoke.
And they did nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Not.
And this little bastard is still running around doing the same shit.
But you get to suffer and be fled guilty. You get to be forced into being a guilty subject of nothing.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Why he's out there molesting more girls and getting drunk and getting high and doing coke and doing acid and doing all kinds of drugs and getting away with it.
No one cares.
When he was the one furnishing alcohol and everything else to his sister.
And they accuse you of it.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Children, giving them to somebody else for money that they get from the federal government. That means that all 50 states are involved in government-subsidized child trafficking. It's a ring. It is the largest and most pervasive child trafficking ring in the history of the world by sheer money and numbers.
Children are seized unnecessarily from their families due to the federal aid entitled the Adoption and Safe Families Act.
It was put into law in 1997 by Bill and Hillary Clinton, and I said it that way on purpose. And it is a law that literally steals money from the Social Security Fund and gives this money to the states in order to incentivize them to kidnap babies.
To receive the adoption incentives or bonuses, local CPS must have more children. They must have more merchandise to sell.
Every child, once you've added it all up, is worth approximately $1 million to the state. But we've been told that this is a $60 to $80 billion a year industry, meaning the federal government is taking $80 billion a year and giving that money to all of the 50 states to kidnap children.
Parents are victimized by the system that makes a profit for holding children longer and bonuses for not returning children to their parents.
Yeah. But their own statistics state that 83% of all children who are taken by CPS, Child Protective Services, are for unsubstantiated allegations, meaning never should it have happened in the first place. So that imagine anything else in the world where you know you get it wrong 83% of the time and you admit it, but you just keep doing it.
Case workers and social workers are often guilty of fraud. They withhold and destroy.
That's Nancy Schaefer, man.
I worked for Child Protective Services for like 3 years, 20 years ago, and I saw a lot of stuff, and I totally agree with this. When you work for Child Protective Services, probably just like a lot of jobs, you get to know people really well. You go out on calls together. You spend the whole day together, like traveling for visitations, home studies, things like that. And there were some caseworkers that weren't really distinguishable from parents who had their kids removed. We had court every Tuesday, so they had like regularly scheduled court hearings on Tuesdays for like permanency, but also if a child had been removed in the previous few days, they would come in on that Tuesday and prove up the case and just get the judge to order that the removal was legal. One particular Tuesday, there was an investigator. That was her whole job. She just did investigations, and she walks up to the stand, and I don't remember anything about that case, but I do remember that she had a big old black eye. And they asked her when she was on the stand why she had a black eye. In our county, all parents got lawyers, and I'm pretty sure it was the parent's lawyer. And she said that she was walking in her front yard and there was a pothole and she fell. I don't know about you, but that injury does not align with the explanation. She told her coworkers later that her boyfriend punched her in the face. And I'm not sure if you know this, but kids are removed all the time for domestic violence if the abused parent does not leave the abuser or make him leave the house. And this is one of those times where a caseworker, investigator, was not that different from a parent who had had our kids removed. I don't know if anything ever happened with that. I don't think so. I think she continued to work there for many years. I worked for Child Protective Services
so
for
that's
like 3
that's why
years,
we have
20 years
Nicholson
ago, and I saw a lot of
case
stuff,
law.
and I totally
Nicholson,
agree with
guys,
this.
if you guys
When you
are
work for
victims
Child
of
Protective Services,
domestic
probably just like a
violence
lot.
and you have that stuff, look up Nicholson for case law, and it's a system that you have to abide, that they have to abide by to make it so that they can take your kids. It's something to really look into. Nicholson, again, that's called Nicholson. But yeah, Vinny, there's our TikTok for today.
Yeah.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, Lewis, it's crazy the amount of shit that I've had to succumb because of what they did, and the fact that the DAs in the Portland district office told this woman that lives up north that didn't even have custody or guardianship or anything of my stepchild at the time, that she was going public with the knowledge of my whole background, and they put me right out there to every single fucking news station across the country. I went as far as fucking California.
That's all the way across too. Damn, man.
Oh yeah, it went viral. I've had people come up to me and ask me about it and question me about it and say, "What the fuck, Vin?"
Yeah.
They have damaged my reputation, damaged my character across this fucking state.
Yep.
And got away with it.
You ain't gotten away with nothing yet, Vinny. You're still fighting, bud. You're still fighting, my friend.
Oh, I'm definitely fighting. And as soon as I can get my notary over here to notarize this order that I'm about to drop on this motherfucker in Portland. He's gonna know what it feels like to be violated. Because I'm about to violate him.
Yeah. Heard from Vinny first, guys. What do we got coming up for the rest
You
of
want
this
to fuck
weekend?
around?
Yeah, you want to find out, Vinny. What do we got left for the rest
Yep.
of this weekend coming up?
We got gunning for CPS tomorrow. We got Obsidian
Yeah, revealing it.
show at 7 to 9.
Yep.
And I think that's it. I don't know if there's any other
This is
shows.
what he's on at 9:30.
Yep. You're right, Mom. They put the house out there too because they put my actual physical address out to the
She
public.
put your family at risk. She did everything. They did everything like
Yep.
that. Yeah. All right. Well, Vinny, what do you say, buddy? Your show. You tell me. Time to go?
Yeah, it's at that time, guys. So we will see you back here on Monday. Until the next time, have a great weekend. You won't be seeing me because me and Darren are off tomorrow.
Till Monday, guys.
Lost in the system, kids taken away, but he ain't giving up. Fighting day by day. Courtroom's cold, but his heart fire bold. Every document, evidence, stories untold. Digging deep, unearthing all the mess. Knows he's getting closer, there's no time to rest. CPS won't break this man. Fighting each day, got a bigger plan. Reclaiming his kids, dreams in his hand. Battling for others, strong like a brick wall stand. Every setback a setup for a comeback. Vinny stacking facts, ready for the attack. Discovering truths buried deep in the lies. Eyes on the prize, freedom in his eyes. Community's voice rising up, getting loud. Vinny leading the charge, making his folks proud. Taking down giants, carrying the fight. The light at the end now blindingly bright. For his kids, for his life, for the broken and lost. Vinny's resilient, no matter the cost. Breaking free from chains, reclaiming his dream. CPS trembling when Vinny hit the scene.